Welcome back to another episode of the Canadian Watch Monkey, and today I'm going to be talking about Flieger watches. Basically, there were about 5 or 6 manufacturers making these Flieger watches. By the way, if you're not familiar with that term Flieger, basically it's a pilot's watch. In particular, they're associated with World War II pilots. A lot of the brands, they were coming out of Germany as well. I particularly really like the German Flieger watches. But anyway, there were about 5 or 6 brands out there. The big players were, of course, IWC, Lange, Stowa, Wempe, to name a few. I'm sure there's a few more others. But anyway, the two that I'm going to be talking about today mostly is this one here, which is the Laco, and the other one I'm going to be talking about is this guy here. And you can see that they are really nice looking watches. And I'll go into a little bit more detail on this. But that's the Stowa Classic Flieger 40. And this is called the Kempton. That's a 39 millimeter. And this is a 40 millimeter. But anyway, I'll flip the camera around now and I'll show you these watches up and close and see if this is something that you'd like to get. By the way, before I forget, which I usually do, please like and subscribe if you have not already done so. I'm almost at 2,000 subs, so hopefully maybe after this weekend I'll hit that milestone with your guys' help. But anyway, enough of that. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you these couple of watches that I got that I think might very well interest you. All right, so we've got the camera flipped around now, and I'm going to show you the Flieger watches that I was talking about. Okay, so the first one I'm going to be showing you here is called the Kempton. Now, this is a Laco watch. Let me get that into focus for you guys. See there? Okay, that's not bad. And it's a great watch. Like, honestly, like the Stowa is very nice as well. And they're very similar spec-wise, but you can see they look completely different. So let's go over this one here first. Okay, so this is the Laco Kemten. So the things that you need to know is that it has sapphire glass. The crown is here. This isn't really an onion crown, but it's kind of a modified onion crown. Very easy to turn. Now the Kempton model here is hand wind. The other watch that I'll be showing you is not hand wind. That is an automatic. And let's work around the case here. You can see it's like a bead blasted or sand blasted. It looks quite nice. I'm just going to see if I can get better lighting here for you guys so you can see the watch better. Oh yeah, there you go. All right, so you can see it's got some markings on the back there, and I'll just zoom in so you can see that a little bit better. All right, so it's telling it's a Flieger. It's got the 127560 designation, which telling it's a timekeeping device used for flight, and it's been approved. Laco, and this is using the ETA movement, not the Salita, okay, which really doesn't matter anyways. I've changed the strap on this to the more traditional, and this is a Laco strap, which I think looks really good. And it's designed so that you can loosen it off and you can wear it over a jacket. And that was very handy for the pilots. It's got bronze or brass rivets that hold it together. So you can see that the strap here is very solid. And this here, the leg width here is 18, which is quite narrow. And if I found with the other strap that I had on it, the original, it looked kind of thin. But the moment I put this strap on it, it kind of changed the whole feel of the watch. Made it feel much more solid. You can see the case back here isn't a screw down, it's just a snapback. The water resistance is 50 meters. So you wouldn't want to go swimming or anything with that, but it's as far as rain or weather goes and washing dishes and cars, whatever, you're not going to have a problem. The lume on this watch is really good too. I'll do a lume shot of both of them together so you can compare them. Now, again, this is referred to as the B dial, and it's a very easy watch to read. It looks kind of complicated and cluttered. It's not. You can see on the outer numbers here, that's your minutes. And they wanted them big on this particular dial So it's very easy to read, like if you're at 10, 11, 12, 13, whatever minutes. Very easy to read that. And then in the middle here, you've got the hours. So it's kind of a different take on dial, but I really like it. It makes it very easy to read. Sorry, the crystal there is a little bit dirty. But this is a really good watch, and I would highly recommend this. The price point on this is going to be around that $1,000 mark, up or down, depending on condition and completeness of your kit. Now, the other watch I'm going to show you here is, again, also a Flieger, and this is called the Type A dial, and you can see it's much different in compared to this, where you've got your kind of your traditional Arabic numbers, and you've got a nice large seconds hand. By the way, the hands on both of these are thermally blued. You can kind of catch it. I'm just going to move these two around so you can kind of see. So they're heat treated. These aren't painted blue, those hands. They're thermally treated. Now again, this is a 40mm watch, so it's a decent size, and it's got that designation there as well. So does the Laco. All right. So basically, again, that's just telling you that this is an equipment that was used for flight, for timekeeping, and it's been approved. So this is a true traditional onion crown. Again, sapphire glass. This is using ETA 2824, and this is the top grade. So this is the highest level. The only thing higher than this is what they refer to as COSC or cross certified. Basically, it's this movement, but it's been tested in different positions for accuracy. This one here has a screw down case back, and of course it's a display back too. And you can see it's got some print there that you can read, and just some information about what's inside the watch there. And you can see that's a nice looking watch as well. Water resistance, again, is 50 meters of water resistance. You can see 5 Atmos. And made in Germany. They're both German watches as well. And this is the strap that this watch came on. The watch strap is getting a little bit tired now. This watch is, I guess, close to 10 years old, but still hanging in there. I ordered a new strap, and it'll be coming in shortly. I'm just going to pull away for a sec. So those are the two Flieger watches that I would highly, highly recommend to anybody. I think these are really nice looking watches. I took a survey in my Facebook group that I'm involved with, Canada Watch Club, and put these two up against each other. It seemed to be that the Stowa Classic Flieger 40 was the favorite over the Laco. Even though these are both pilot watches, you can see the design language is so different. This is very traditional, very old school, where it looks like the lugs have actually just been attached to the side of the case. And actually, I think the original ones they were using pocket watches, and they would weld the lugs onto the case. Nonetheless, I really like how this watch wears. I like the styling. And if you're going to have two, I would say that you would want to get two of the more different style ones. You don't want to get two of the same. But that's why I went with an A dial, B dial, the classic type Flieger case. And this is also a classic Flieger case as well, both German. But if you're going to have just one watch, then this is the one that you'd want, simply because you can dress this one up or down. It's not so obvious that it's a Flieger as compared to this. This looks very tooly, where this one you can kind of dress up as well. The nice thing about Stowa is that you can choose many configurations of this watch as well. They come in different dial colors, which I wouldn't do, but you have the choice of having it with the Stowa script or without. This one is ghosted, and I like that. You can have the choice too if you want that numbers on the side of the case, which I like. Then for movements, you got all kinds of different choices. You can go with Salida, you can go with ETA. If you want to save money, you can go with the more basic ETA movements, like the Elaborate or whatever. Again, this is a top grade, so this is the better of the ETA movements for sure. What are some other options? I guess you can get closed back as well if you don't want to see the movement. And you've got A dials and B dials in both these watches, by the way, but it wouldn't be called the Kempton then. They have a different name for the A dial variant of this Kempton, this is the B dial. So what I'll do now before I end this video is I'll do a lume shot. So I'll get my magic lume maker. Now, the one thing I want to point out too with the, I should mention this, with the Stowa, the Classic Flieger, it looks very much like the IWC Mark 18 and Mark 20. And of course, the IWC is going to be the better watch, most definitely, but not by much. You're going to be paying 4 to 5 times more for an IWC. And in my humble opinion, it's not worth it. So I'm just going to turn off the light here and take a look at that lume. Now, even with the IWCs, you're not going to get that kind of lume. You don't. If you don't believe me, you can go check out their websites and check out the reviews. But you can see this has got a heck of a lot of lume. So that's basically it, guys. Oh, power reserve on these two are about 48 hours. So no great power reserves or anything like that. By the way, this case here came brushed. I polished it, and I can return it back to brush if I like. I just like this look. It looks very classy. Anyway, that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed that episode of the Canadian Watch Monkey, guys. Bye-bye.